I'd like to introduce our speaker today. So it's Georgina. You can see her. Give us a little wave, George. You can see her in the corner there.
Hi,
so she's on our commercial team, and she helps organisations like DECIEM, the Abnormal Beauty Company, Fat Face, and Edinburgh Council evolve and enable modern L&D strategies with the help of innovative technology. So, do you want to go on to the next slide, George? So we thought, with no events or exhibitions taking place this year, I'm sure all of you, just like us here at Thrive, have missed, well, the beginning of summer and meeting new faces, testing out what new learning technology is on the market, and probably collecting lots of free merch whilst you wander around a nice exhibition. We've got a little picture of our exhibition that we did earlier this year in February at the Learning Technologies Awards there. So we decided to bring the exhibition to you and share all the new features and tools available in Thrive LXP, giving you an all-access tour, just like we would when we're at an exhibition. So a big thank you to everyone who's joined us so far, and I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I'm going to pass over now to George, who's going to take you through the best bits and all the new features available in Thrive LXP.
Thanks, Cass. Great introduction. So hi, everyone. Yeah, as Cass already said, I'm Georgina. And so just before I get into the tour, I just wanted to quickly introduce you all to Thrive, in case any of you don't know much about us. So we recognised when we set out to create Thrive a few years ago that the learning platforms on the market weren't delivering consumer-grade experiences that we're now so used to in our personal lives. So delivering things like delivering things like simple journeys with minimal clicks, personal recommendations. And we believe that all of this should be possible in the workplace as well. So that's one of the reasons that we built Thrive. So Thrive is a modern platform that mirrors consumer-grade experiences, delivering personalized journeys, social learning, and making sure that we surface relevant content based on individual skills, interests, and behavior. And that's paired with supporting corporate learning requirements as well, so that your organization can tick all of those boxes that you need to as well. So that's a bit of an intro into Thrive, and I'm going to just jump straight into it now and show you everything that we've got to offer in our platform. So just going to sign in, it's timed me out. So this is Thrive, our LXP. So I'm going to start off with the homepage, and I think the first thing to mention here that's really, really important is actually that this is a personalized view for each individual who logs into the platform. So we deliver personalization through three main things. The first is through audiences and groups. So that's probably the more traditional feature that you would find in an LMS. So you would set up your audiences based on department, location, team, etc., and pair content with people in that way. The platform also logs individual skills and interests and pairs content up based on those things. And then we also use machine learning as well. So over time, the platform actually builds up a profile of each individual. So it picks up on things like what they're searching for, what they're spending a lot of time learning on, what they're not spending time on. And that really helps to drive those recommendations of content on this homepage that are completely personalized to each person. So across the top here, we have a campaign area. So this is the campaign banner that says returning to work. And that's a really useful engagement tool for admin and L&D to actually pull people into the site. So you can use the campaign, you can preset it with automated content releases to go out at specific dates and times without you having to lift a finger, so it can all be preset. They can be run on all sorts of things, so really great for promoting learning initiatives, marketing, comms, whatever's going on in your business. And through this feature, you can actually issue notifications straight to people's inboxes. And so yeah, that pulls them into the site, which is a really, really helpful engagement tool. And then we have highlights down here. So this little bit I'm just scrolling through now. So that's good for pushing out important messages, important learning that you want people to see when they first log into the platform. So this area that I've just shown the highlights in the campaign is controlled by admin and by L&D teams, but it's still personalized for each individual in the way that you can run multiple campaigns at the same time across different audiences. And the same for highlights, you can specify which audiences see which content. So for example, you might be running a leadership program for your leaders at the same time as an induction campaign for new starters. And you can be running those concurrently, and the relevant people will only see what's specific for them. So that's the top area. And then scrolling down, this is where the personalization really comes to life. So we have different components within our homepage that are all very configurable, very flexible. So they can be called in all sorts of things and do lots of different things as well. So this is just an example here that we've got to show you today. So on the left, we've got essential learning. So you can see this box here. This is showing me all of the content that's been set to me as mandatory that I have to complete with due dates. So I can quickly and easily just see what I've got coming up or overdue, which happens to be quite a lot that I need to complete. And then we've got just for you. So this is based on those recommendations and surfacing content that's really applicable and going to be of interest to me. We've then got what's new. So this is really great for being able to keep up to date with what's going on in the organization, seeing the latest content just based on date and time stamps. How long have you got? So this allows me as a user to really filter it down. So if I've got 2 minutes, I can look at some quick content, or if I want to spend a bit longer learning, I can filter that based on my needs and my requirements and see relevant content there. And then we've got people to meet. So this is a really nice feature where we recognize that not only is it important to connect your employees with content, but actually with other people across your organization. So with experts, and this really helps to facilitate peer-to-peer learning and to actually foster a sense of community and to help people build up their network internally within your organization. So here I can follow people, I can view their profile, I can have a look at what they've been doing, and this helps me to learn from those experts across your organization. So that's a quick snapshot into the homepage, which is where, as I said, it surfaces really relevant content for each individual. And that's really important for actually making sure that learners have something interesting to learn every time they log into the platform, and to cultivate a really positive experience. So that helps to bring people back in on a regular basis. The other thing that's important here is that actually making sure your employees can find the content that they need really, really quickly at that point of need. So we've got a really powerful search functionality to help with this. So you can search for really specific things, such as how do I book a meeting, and that will find you the quick answer that you need to that. But you can also search for broader topics. So I could search, for example, on project management, and this will actually show me people within the business who are skilled in project management. So I can actually find those experts to reach out to as well and to get in touch with. But also it shows me content on that topic area as well. So you can see here that we've got the project management content there. So this powerful search really helps to make sure that Thrive becomes that internal workplace Google for your employees. It's the one place that they can go where they know they can get the answers that they need really, really quickly. The other element that we have to support employees to find content that they need is our Discover area. So this is essentially a catalogue, a place where they can just explore everything that's in the site. So we've got 2 layers to this. So I can see here, I've got soft skills, and then if I want to delve in a bit deeper, look into sales, and this will show me all of the content on sales within the site. So that's another way to explore content within Thrive. So now I appreciate that I've talked a lot about content without actually showing you any content. So that's what I'm going to move on to next. So here I'm actually going to show you some examples of client content, which will hopefully kind of bring it to life a little bit and show you how some of our clients are using this in the real world. So first of all, I'm going to jump into DECIEM. So they're a global beauty retailer. You may have heard of one of their biggest brands called The Ordinary. So they're really, really seeing some immense growth, doing some amazing things, and they're a really, really fun brand to work with as well. They use Thrive for learning, but also for communications and as an intranet. So the first piece of content I'm going to show you is an example of a video. So I'm not going to play it, but this is their CEO, Nicola, providing an update to the business on Black Lives Matter and COVID. So you can see she's just taken a selfie video here, and Thrive gives her the ability to really easily share that video, share that update with all of her employees within the business. This is really, really powerful tool to get her message across really, really easily, but also by making sure that she's keeping it personal with the video element. Nicola does really regular updates. She often has her little girl on there as well. So it's a really nice way for people just to keep in touch and see their CEO kind of in person. So you can also see here, all of our content has the same features essentially. So you've got the title and the summary. You can like content and you can share it with others. So if you see something that you think other people will find interesting and will want to see, you can share that really easily here. And you can also select to notify them as well. So you can include a nice personalized message if you want to, that will go straight to someone's inbox and give them a notification to let them know something's been shared with them. We also have tags, so that helps with sort of getting content to people and the search functionality. And then we have comments. So you can see here, there's been some really, really nice comments on this content. This feature is really good for asking clarification questions on content, providing feedback, and specifically for this sort of type of content, it's really great for just getting everyone speaking and communicating. Down here on the right-hand side as well, so we've got the linked content and related content. So this is where the related content works a bit like YouTube. So it provides recommendations of similar content on similar topics so that your employees can carry on learning in this area if they want to and carry on exploring. And then linked content is an option available for admin to specifically add in anything that they want to link in to this content. So an example there would be if you've got an expenses form and then you have instructions on how to complete that expenses, you might want to link those together, which you can do here. So that's an example of a video. Also within here, we have activity reporting. So this is available on all types of content. And it's just a really easy place where you can see actually the engagement for content. So this is great for admins to check in on content, but also the actual author of that content. So you can see the total views and likes and shares, but I can also actually see results here. So I can see how far through someone has actually viewed a video. So it's all very well that Cameron here has viewed the video, but actually he's only seen 0%, so he's not actually watched it all. So it's good to keep an eye on what your employees are actually doing in the content too. So that's just a quick snapshot of one element of reporting that we've got in Thrive. Next up, we've got events. So you can manage all of your events, whether that be classroom training or virtual. Of course, virtual is definitely more dominant at the moment, I think. So here is an example. This is a Q&A session that the DECIEM are running with their senior scientist, and this is around a new product launch. So here you can see the data and information. You can run multiple sessions within one event, but this one's just the one session. As it's virtual, you'll be able to see the link at the time of the event, but I can also sign up to it. And once I've signed up to it, that will send me a calendar invite straight to my inbox. So then I can keep up to date, make sure I'm keeping on track of what I've signed up to when those events are happening. And that will also share the link to the virtual session as well in that calendar invite. You can also, once you've signed up to the event, you get this nice little countdown here, and I can see who's hosting that event, and I can see who else is attending it and has signed up for it. So this is really nice if I then want to actually reach out to other attendees, get in touch with them before the event, you can do. Again, as well, we've got comments, the related content, and you can like it and share it. So I'm now going to move into another example client site. So this is one of our clients' Great Places. They call it the study. And I'm just going to show a couple of bits in here as well. So I think one place to start is a pathway. So Great Places have really utilized our pathway feature, which is where you can pull together all types of content into a specific journey for individuals. So that's really good for like the induction process, leadership, pathways, you know, any specific curriculum that you want to share with your employees. So great places have used this. Well, they use the pathway feature for quite a lot of different things, but specifically for their induction process. You can see here that we've got different sections within this that you can just move between. So getting to know us, which is all about meeting the team. We've got great communities, so all of the information around their communities within the organization. More kind of compliance stuff, so systems guidance here, and then any colleague compliance. So this is all of the formal e-learnings that you have to complete as part of that induction process. So this is something that, yeah, great places have used to really just support and automate that onboarding process, make it seamless and make it a bit quicker. They've actually saved some really great time and resource by utilizing Thrive for this process. Something else that is also worth to show that they use within the induction process is a question. So questions are a really simple but powerful tool for content within the site. You can ask questions on anything, so it could just be to get the answers that you need, like the one I showed previously. So how do I book a meeting room? Here, great places have used it to ask the question, what else would you like to see within the induction process? And they've got some really nice feedback here in terms of what other people would like to see within the site, within that specific pathway. And then you can also use questions just to start off discussions. So like who's a leader that's inspired you, and just get that discussion going. So they're a really simple but great tool to use for engagement. Another form of content that I'm also going to show is with regards to our auto curation tool. So this is a really, really powerful tool that we've got that allows us to integrate with other content providers and pull in content from those other libraries automatically into Thrive. So you, as an admin team, you don't have to lift a finger, but you can actually get loads of content filtering into your site on a regular basis using this auto curation tool. So a couple of examples for providers that we're already working with in this space is GetAbstract. So they are a really fab company that have created over 20,000 different business book extracts, so condensing those books down into key 10-minute takeaways. So you only need to read their abstract and you get all of the key information you need from the book. So that's all integrated into Thrive. You would select, as your organization, you would select the channels or the topic areas that you want to pull in. So that could be things like leadership, coaching, mentoring, for example. And that will automatically pull through the content into Thrive, as you can see here. And something that's super powerful about this tool is that it's all embedded within Thrive. So although this is a GetAbstract piece of content, you don't need to click into their profile. It's all within the same system. So that really helps to make that seamless journey for your employees. And also you get all of the same features here as with every other type of content. So you can like it, you can share it, and you can comment as well, which is great. Another provider that we work with too is Anders Pink. So they pull in freemium content from across the web. So that could be things like news articles, blog posts, all on specific topics, again, that you set as a business. And this is just an example of one of those. So this is an article on how important being a digital leader is at the moment. Again, you can see it's all embedded within Thrive. And again, you've got the nice comments and social features with this content too. So that's our auto curation tool. We're currently working with LinkedIn Learning to add them. So they're going to work in much the same way as well. So all of their catalog of content will be pulled through into Thrive. And we've got some more in the pipeline as well. So it's a really exciting space for us. Okay. And then just moving on to other types of content. So I'm not going to click through everything because it will take quite some time. But you can also share, so SCORM packages, so you can do all of your typical e-learning. That's all really easy to do. You can do quizzes in here and articles, so free-form text areas, which is good for like communication messages, things like that. And then something that's super powerful is our user-generated content tool and facility. So really big advocates for allowing all of your employees to share content with others. So harnessing that expertise and that knowledge that already exists within your employees, within your business, and facilitating getting that out across to everyone. So you can switch this on, but you can also restrict it as well, as we appreciate that user-generated content is quite often a big change, a big culture shock for businesses. So it might take some time to kind of slowly get into that. But this plus button here at the top, this is where you go to share content. It's the same both for end users and for admin. So really simple interface. You can see down on the left the different types of content that I've kind of gone through already that you can share. But one example I'm just going to show you is a link. So you can post things on here from all over the web. So anything that you might see online that you think will be helpful. So for example, this 7 habits of highly effective people that I found on YouTube, I might think, right, I want to share that with my team. So I'm just going to go back. Sorry, I've lost my page there. So I'm just going to copy and paste that link into this URL here for uploading content. And that's going to pull through all of the metadata for me automatically from YouTube. So it will pull through the image, the title, and the summary information. So that makes it really quick and easy for me to share content in the site. We've also got tags, so you can add any tags that you want to really easily. You can see that it's automatically suggesting some sensible tags. I can also create ones as well. So if I just wanted to create pineapple, for example. And then you can also see that by adding tags here, it influences this thumbnail image library integration that we have too. So this is another useful tool that just really will make it quick and easy for people to share content in the site. So it suggests intelligent images. They're all the right size that you need for the content. They're all really nice images. So that just makes the journey simple. And you can see it's now showing me some pineapples as I've changed the tags there. You can also decide who you want to share it with. So this will give me the option for sharing it with the different audiences, or I can select to share it with my team and manager and direct reports. And then you've also got the option for visibility here, and if you want to make that private or not. And then you can notify people that you're going to share it with. So select the personalized message to send that out and provide a bit of context as to why you're sharing it. So then when I post that content, it's nice to see that this actually sits within Thrive, even though it's a YouTube video. And that's the same for whether you're sharing a TED Talk or pretty much anything else on the web. It all embeds within Thrive. So again, a seamless journey for your end users. So that's an example of a link that you can share. I think in terms of content, that's everything to really touch on and to really mention there. So I'm now just going to go on to a couple of other areas within the platform. So we've got the Me page. So this is your personal profile. You can see down on the left, you've got your skills and your interests. So that's everything that I'm skilled in and interested in, but I can change that at any point within this page here. You've got your learning record, so you can see everything that you've completed here and all of your upcoming learning. We've got your development log, so within Thrive you can track CPD. This will show you anything that's automatically been set within Thrive to be CPD specific that you've completed. That will just log automatically here. But also as a learner, you can log your own CPD activity as well. So if you've done anything outside of the platform, you might have attended an event or something and you want to log that, you can easily do so here. And this progress bar just gives you a really quick way to check in and see how you're doing against what's been set to you for CPD. We also have contributions. So here shows you everything that you've actually shared within the platform yourself. You can see what's been your most popular content, and then you can see views, likes, and comments for everything else that you've shared as well. And then we've got achievements, which is a really fun engagement tool. So this is really great for just creating a bit of healthy competition amongst your employees and getting people to engage within the site. So here you get points for different activities that you perform in the platform, and you get rewarded with these different badges, which are based on different categories as well. So that's a really, really nice engagement tool that you can utilize here. And then finally, I'm just going to touch quickly on the reporting that's available within Thrive. So I briefly showed the activity reporting, which is a great tool for you to see how your different content is performing and how people are interacting with that content. We also have management reporting, or this team dashboard area that you can see on my screen now. So as a manager, I have access to this. I can see how my team are doing, who my top contributor is. I can assign learnings to the team if I want to as well, with completion dates and notifications. And then I can actually go in and view what each member of my team has been up to. So I can see what learning they've been doing, what they've been sharing, and any achievements as well. So I just go into Tanya, I think she's been doing a bit more. So you can see here, yeah, her learning activity and her contributions. And then I can also see her achievements. So I can check in and see what points and badges she's been scored. And then her development log as well, if she had anything in there too. And then outside of that, we have our Kpi Dashboard reporting, which allows you to get some really key data and analytics from the site. So helps you to just basically continuously improve, see what's working well, see what potentially needs some improvement, and check in on activity. And that also includes compliance reporting as well. So just simple reports to check in and make sure everyone is doing what they need to do, or to see if anyone has anything outstanding, so you can prod them along. So I think that's everything that I wanted to show today in the site. So I'm now just going to switch back into the slides just to cover off a few more bits and pieces in here. So for the results with clients, I think this is just something that's important to mention, because some of our clients have really had, well, all of our clients had some really great results by utilizing Thrive. I've already touched on Great Places, but I think these stats just really show how powerful Thrive has been for them. So they've saved over 1/3 of their time through the onboarding process and that automated induction process. They've had 171% increase in engagement from using Thrive, with monthly completions massively increasing from 96 to over 3,000. So some really, really great results there from Great Places. One of our biggest clients as well, Sky, who use the platform, they had 94% of their retail team log into the platform in the first 30 days. And within that first week of launch, which was actually during COVID, so a very sort of prominent time to be launching a digital learning platform, they had over 17,000 completions of content just within that first week. So really powerful results that's just really supporting our clients to foster a self-directed learning culture that's improving engagement of their employees, and really seeing some big benefits. And just to go on to what those benefits actually are. So for L&D teams, these are just a few examples of the benefits that you will see. So you can save huge amounts of time and productivity using a platform such as Thrive that really allows you to automate processes and schedule campaigns, utilizing automated notifications and email messages. You can also really enable a learning culture. So Thrive has lots of tools that make learning a habit. So things like our achievements and badges that, you know, gets that engagement going, our campaigns that pull people into the site on a regular basis, things like social learning and peer-to-peer learning, really, really important tools for enabling that learning culture. And something that we are proud of here at Thrive is how easy we make it to switch. So to switch from a traditional LMS or another platform that you're using at the moment, we have an automated tool that will allow you to migrate all of your content and your data really, really easily into Thrive. So it makes that process really simple. And then, of course, a really big part of the platform is the benefits it has for the learners. So Thrive has been built purely for the user experience at the forefront. Hopefully that's been clear throughout the demo, that you can see that it's really simple to use for the end user. It's got really great user experience. There's no need for an instruction manual or anything like that. It's just simple and straightforward. And Thrive helps to make learning addictive as well. So with the use of the points, the social interactions that you've got, all of those features help to keep your employees coming back on a regular basis. And I think that's also made even more so by the fact that people will be able to really quickly and easily find the content they need within Thrive through the search functionality and the homepage, and that really cultivates a positive experience to keep people coming back for more. So that's what I wanted to cover today, and I think it's now time to go to the Q&A.
Perfect. So I will get some questions up for you, George. So the first one is from Trevor, and he's asking about the additional external learning and if there's a cost attached to it. So I assume he's talking about Get Abstract and Anders Pink and what that looks like within Thrive LXP.
Okay, good question. So yeah, Anders Pink is included, as is Get Abstract as well, as long as you are under 10,000 employees as an organization and you don't currently use them and have a subscription with them separately. So that's all included in the platform, which is really great. And our off-the-shelf content is also included as well, which I think I actually forgot to mention, but we do have a catalog of over 130 different modules covering compliance through to soft skills, all modern, really nice modules under 10 minutes long. That's all included as well in the platform within the price. The LinkedIn Learning integration, that will be an extra, so you will need a subscription to LinkedIn Learning separately once that integration is live as well.
Perfect. And we've got another question here from Darren. So Darren's asking, how is user-generated content moderated when it's uploaded?
So yeah, that is a good question. So once user-generated content is uploaded, it's really easy to moderate in that people can flag it, which will send a notification straight away to the admin so that they can see what's appropriate or inappropriate. And I think something, we haven't experienced any problems with inappropriate user-generated content on our platform. And I think one of the things that's important to remember here is that everything within Thrive is tracked and audited and reportable on, so people can see who's uploaded what. And essentially it's the same as sending out an email across all of your organization. If it was something that was detrimental, that would be picked up and you'd be punished for it, essentially. So it's the same within the platform.
Definitely, good answer. I think for us, it's all about trust, isn't it? And
Absolutely.
I think we get that question a lot on these webinars, and when our customers answer it, they say the exact same thing, like we trust our employees and they have access to email the whole company, so it's no different to that. Cool. Another question here, is there any limitations on the volume of content you can pull in from Get Abstract?
No, not at all. So you can have as much or as little as you like. You have access to all of the different Get Abstract channels that they've set up, which is loads of channels, and you can select which ones you want to switch on or off. So yeah, no limit.
Perfect. We've got another question here from Beth, and she's asking, can skills be linked to Workday or integrated with LinkedIn, or do they need to be manually entered?
That's a good question, Beth. So at the moment, they wouldn't be integrated, but that's something that we are really keen to explore actually at the moment. So definitely worth further conversation.
Perfect. And we've actually got a demo question here, George. Someone's asking if you can just show them what the team view looks like within the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the area that I showed previously. So You can just see all of your team members. They would be logged in here. It also shows for indirect team members if you've got any indirect reports as well. And you can see across the top some key stats, key information about how your team are doing. So anyone that's got overdue learning, you can quickly see that here and who your top contributor is. We've got the assigned learning element. So this is where you can just search for content that you want to share with people within your team and choose who you want to share it with, and set completion dates and the notification element as well. And then this is also where you can actually go in to view the different people within your team. So you can check in and you can see, you know, who's got overdue learning. So Tanya has got all of this overdue learning, and you can see what development they've got to do. So if they've had any CPD assigned, everything that they've been sharing and their achievements as well.
Thank you for that. Hopefully that answered your question, Paul. We've got another question here around content, more content types. So George is asking what's on the roadmap. If you had a client that specified a type of content they wanted, would you work together to develop it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that we work with features for our platform and our roadmap is we actually work really closely with our clients to make sure we're continuously developing features that our clients actually want. So any client has access to our product management tool where they can vote for features that they want adding into the platform, and they can log their own features that they want in there. And that influences our roadmap, as I mentioned, and what we build. So absolutely, we work really closely with our clients in that way. A good example of that actually is a couple of our clients, so DECIEM and Sky. They really wanted a live broadcasting feature where you can basically, it's going to be a bit like Instagram Live. So you can run a live event for a huge amount of people. You'll have polls, comments, lots of interactivity throughout that live event. And that's something that we're building at the moment, specifically on request from a couple of our clients.
Amazing. So we've got another question here around, as an admin, can I download reporting data and what formats is it in?
Yes, absolutely. So you can download compliance reporting, which shows you how all of your compliance content is doing, anything that's been assigned as mandatory, so you can just get that data that you need. You can also download activity reporting and CPD reporting as well. And then as a learner, you can download your own learning record of activity 2. And that can also be downloaded by admin, so for an individual learner if they need that information. And something else that we have is open APIs, so we can integrate with other platforms, which has really helped us with our auto-curation tools. But that also means that we have API keys that you can use for downloading data from the platform. So a lot of our clients use that to actually download specific data that they want and utilizing business analysis tools as well that they have in-house.
Perfect. And on the reporting subject, we've got another question from Andy asking, is there separate reporting on social and informal learning? So is it separated, e.g. formal, is your compliance separated? Just thinking from a HR perspective and ease of identifying users who have not completed required content.
Yeah, absolutely, that is separated. So any content that's been set as mandatory with a due date, that becomes compliance, and that can be reported on standalone, so just that compliance content. So great for the HR teams to just be able to quickly see what's been completed and what hasn't from a mandatory perspective. And then the social and formal learning element is separate.
And the second question, but I think you just answered it there, is can you set due dates for users to complete courses?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can set due dates. You can also make learning reoccurring. So if you need someone to complete it, say, every year or every 3 years, you can do that. So that's all automated as well.
Cool. We've got a content question as well here, George. So in your micro-learning catalogue, is the GDPR module, for example, compliant according to current regulations in data privacy? So as a business, you fulfill this element for annual training needs?
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our content is certainly compliant and uses up-to-date laws and regulations to make sure that it is accurate. So yeah.
Perfect, thank you. The questions are flooding in, by the way. There's still a lot more we have to go through.
Okay.
So another one is any news to share on any integration with Salesforce? Happy to take this offline if needed.
So yeah, good question. I know that we have been actively exploring an integration with Salesforce, and it's something that we're confident is possible. As to the details of that, I don't have any specifics. So yeah, if you want to pick that up offline, that'd be good. But it's definitely something that I know we've been actively exploring and we're looking at doing.
Perfect, thanks for that. And someone is asking about integrations with any other services as well. So I know we've already mentioned Anders Pink and Get Abstract. Is there anything else?
So we're currently working on an integration with LinkedIn Learning, as I mentioned, and we're also working with Microsoft Teams, which is a really, really exciting one for us. So that will be live in the next, I think, 3 to 4 weeks. So that will really facilitate people to kind of learn in the flow of work while they're utilizing Microsoft Teams. And then after that, I know that there's a few more integrations in the pipeline, and we typically work with our clients to define which content providers they want us to connect with next and collaborate with. So yeah, we're just always open to suggestions and recommendations there.
Nice. So I think we've got time for maybe 1 or 2 more. So this is another one. What happens when a user shares a piece of content? Do you get an external URL which is generated, or is it sent via email / a messaging service? So that links onto the Teams thing a little bit that you were just talking about, George.
Yeah, so once when a user shares a piece of content, that will send a notification to someone's email, as long as they switch on the notification element. So they'll see that in their email inbox to see what's been shared with them. You'll also be able to, through the Teams integration, once that's set up for specific team rooms or channels within Teams, anything that's shared, specifically tagging those rooms, I think will then share in Teams as well. So kind of both channels there. You also get notifications within the platform too. So once something's been shared with you in the platform, you'll be able to see a notification actually within Thrive. And it's very, very dependent on clients, but you can also have a component on the homepage that surfaces any content that's been shared with you as well, if you wanted to utilize that feature.
Nice. And then I think we've got time for 1 more. So someone is asking about hierarchical compliance reporting. So how does the system handle compliance reporting with kind of managers and directors, for example?
Yeah, so I think we've kind of covered the compliance reporting element, but for the hierarchy purpose, that would all be built in using the audiences and groups and HR data, so setting up your different structure within your organization, and compliance content will then be specified against each audience that you need to complete. And reporting wise, yeah, you can report on all of that compliance stuff. We also have direct and indirect manager reporting. So you can see, if you're a director, you'll be able to see reports for both your direct and indirect reports. And that also filters down to our manager's digest reporting, which goes out via email on a regular basis to managers. And if you're a director, again, you'll be able to see the reporting for your direct and indirect reports. And that shows, the manager's digest shows you basically anything that's outstanding compliance-wise. So that's just a really nice feature that goes straight into your inbox. So all of your senior reports can just keep up to date with what people are doing or not doing.
Perfect. And I think that's it for today's live session. I just want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in, and a massive thank you to Georgina for taking us through today's live demo. The recording will be available in the next few days, so we'll make sure to email out to everyone who signed up. If you have any more questions, George, do you want to get the slide up with our contact details?
Yeah.
Can you find it? If anyone has any more questions, feel free to drop us an email, head to our website, fill out the inquiry form, give us a call. We're more than happy to take any questions offline as well. And Georgina will be available to talk to anyone who has any more questions. Oh, we're getting some thanks in as well there, Georgina. You're just saying thanks, that was very informative.
Oh, no problem.
So yeah, please feel free to drop us a message. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We hope that the conversation continues and we speak to you all soon.
Thank you. Thanks, Cass.
Thanks, Georgina.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.